This is the WWE NXT September 10th, 2024 full show results video. The show started with a match between Axiom and Nathan Frazer vs Street Profits for the NXT Tag Team Championship, and the result of this match was Street Profits won the match by disqualification when Ford hit the Doomsday Blockbuster to Frazer, but someone pulled Ford out of the ring during the pin. It's Tama Tonga, then Jacob Fatu and Tanga Loa appear and the Bloodline attacks Ford and Dawkins, causing a disqualification. Post-match, Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu and Tonga Loa show up and join the fray, beating all four competitors down. The next match happened between Chelsea Green vs Giulia, and the result of this match was Giulia defeated Chelsea Green by pinfall with a Northern Lights bomb. Trick Williams is interviewed backstage and says he's never had a last man standing before and he knows it takes grit and determination. Dunn is undoubtedly, undeniably, a Class 1 butch and one of the baddest men he's ever fought, but tonight he will be the last man standing. We get a promo from Lexus King of him getting his terrible beard sculpted while a video of him cheating to beat Oro Mensah, and Oro then attacks him and they brawl in the barbershop. In the women's locker room, Kalani Jordan chats with Lola Vice when Fatal Influence rolls up to join the conversation about who's going to accept Jordynne Grace's open challenge. They trade barbs, Lola steps to JC Jane, and the rest of the roster works to separate them. Then we saw a match between Charlie Dempsey vs J. Yvonne Evans for the NXT Heritage Cup, and the result of this match was Charlie Dempsey defeated J. Yvonne Evans by pinfall when Tavian Heights returned back, clobbers him, and threw Evans into the ring. Then Charlie hit lateral press, going 2-1 and retaining the NXT Heritage Cup. We get a video package with a lot of dollhouse footage and a voiceover telling Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley that they've made their bed but they don't know what's hiding underneath it, and it turns out to be Rosemary and Wendy Chu. Back from the commercial, All Ego Ethan Page is interviewed and takes credit for NXT's success and says he's already figured out Pete Dunne and Trick Williams collected lightning in a bottle once and isn't going to do it a second time. We get a Twitter roundup wherein we're informed that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will be on hand for the CW debut on October 1st. The next match happened between Alexander Hammerstone vs Obafemi, and the result of this match was Obafemi defeated Alexander Hammerstone by pinfall with a release powerbomb. Back from the commercial, Ren Sinclair talks to Kalani Jordan, asking which title she should go after and if Kalani's ever thought of doing an open challenge. Jada Parker rolls up on Lola Vice holding a bat and says she's gonna deal with her later. The next match happened between Duke Hudson vs Ridge Holland, and the result of this match was Ridge Holland defeated Duke Hudson by pinfall. Post-match, Ridge throws Duke out of the ring and continues to demolish him in front of Thea Hale. He throws him through the barricade and into one of the Lexan barriers behind it before slamming the barricade down on top of him and delivering a captured DDT into the barricade. Jordynne Grace is walking backstage when she runs into Giulia and gives her the eye. Pete Dunne cuts a promo backstage where he shows off a huge mouse on his eye and says he's ready for a scrap, and Trick Williams can take solace in the fact that he just couldn't figure it out while he goes on to beat Ethan Page on October 1st and be NXT champion. The commentary is distracted by Wes Lee coming over and grabbing Vic Joseph's headset to take credit for Trey Miguel not being cleared to compete. Then we saw a match between Jordynne Grace vs Sol Ruka for the TNA Knockouts World Championship, and the result of this match was Jordynne Grace won the match by disqualification when the lights goes out. When it came, Rosemary and Wendy Chu attacked Grace, Chu locks Grace in a choke and the referee calls for the bell. Backstage, Tatum Paxley is showing Lyra Valkyria all of her action figures and getting upset, but Lyra gets back on track and tells her they're gonna stop those weirdos and show them what's what. Giulia is backstage with Ava Raine, and Sho Funaki acting as translator, and Roxanne Perez rolls up to complain about Giulia waltzing in and getting a title match and says she's not going to take over her division. Giulia waves Funaki off and says she understands that Roxanne is scared, and Perez takes offense, but Ava tells her to back off. In the main event of the show, we saw a last man standing match between Pete Dunne vs Trick Williams to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. In the end, Dunne pushes Williams into the crowd. Williams and Dunne fight up to the bird's nest. Dunne hits a Russian leg sweep through a table. As the referees start to count both men out, and NXT champion Ethan Page runs down to ringside and screams at Dunne to get up. Williams starts to stir and Page tries to hit Williams with the championship. Williams' hit back body drops to Page on the commentary desk, breaking the count, and Dunne is still down, but the referee reaches 10. The result of this match was Trick Williams defeated Pete Dunne by answering the referee's 10 count and becomes the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Ava Raine gets a call, and she announced that CM Punk will be coming to NXT next week, and the show goes off the air.